Hello, my name is Stephen Redman and welcome to Pastor's Library. This is the channel where we talk about the sort of books that you might want to find on your pastor's bookshelf, your minister's bookshelf, maybe the bookshelf of someone who is studying theology or at a seminary, and what sort of books are good value and what they will offer to you, how they might enrich you a little bit. And we're just going to give an overview today to a commentary series, and that's my plan. So if you like what we're saying, then please give us a thumbs up. Click on the bell and the subscribe button if you want to know when the next edition of Pastor's Library is released. So we're going to introduce you to a set of abbreviations today, an acronym which is NBBC, the New Beacon Bible Commentary. When you see commentaries reviewed, you will see them listed by the letters such as NBBC. And NBBC is something which I have to say is greatly overlooked in the UK. I think this is an absolutely brilliant series, and I cannot shout about it too much. This is a real good quality series. I can't say that every volume is sterling because, of course, that's the thing about series. Some books are better than others. But overall, this would be my series to grab first in a fire. This is a really important series to me. They're all very recent. I mean, they've already been published in the last 10 years, and they were completed in 2021 when they released 1 Corinthians, and so now there is a complete series. You will see that they have different colours on their spines. Green is for the Pentateuch. Purple is for the historical books in the Old Testament. The prophets are in orange. The Gospels and Acts are in red. And the rest of the New Testament is in blue. And so they're quite good on your bookshelf. They're all in paperback. And I would suggest to you, these are all quite affordable, in the £20-odd mark. Or dare I say, $20-odd as well. They're one of those volumes that does tend to keep the number of the price, even though you change the currency. So what I discovered was I was preparing for a 15-week series, preaching series in Romans. And I saw this new one that was out then by Greathouse and Lyons, Romans 1-8, and then followed up by Romans 9-16. And it has a subtitle on it, which they all have, a commentary in the Wesleyan tradition. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is you will not find a strong Calvinist amongst any of these authors. And why is it that these are not quite so well advertised then? Well, I would suggest to you that the Calvinists do to some degree dominate the publishing scene. And by Calvinist, I'm talking about people of a deterministic viewpoint rather than those that have free will theism as their centre. And so you will find that whereas the amount of emphasis will vary, that all of these authors come from a background where they would endorse free will theism. Some people might refer to them as Arminians, but these are people who will talk much more about a big God, a God who is able to cope with all of our issues, even if we make them through our own free will. So I discovered this series on these 2 volumes on Romans, and that really helped me in my 15-week preaching series. It wasn't the only commentary I used. We're going to have another session where we just talk about commentaries on Romans. But I then went on to a series on 1 Peter. And once again, I bought the commentary by Daniel Powers in this case. And I found this too was very helpful. So I began to look around for them releasing these. And I found that there was always a new volume on the way. The next series I preached was the first 11 chapters of Genesis. And then I found that they had got Genesis 1 to 11. So it's basically Genesis pre-Abraham. And this is by Joseph Colson. And some of these authors' names will not be massively up your list of preferred commentators. And that's because they have not achieved the status of the top groups that you will see in the New International Commentary on the New Testament, for example, where there are certain people, it doesn't matter what series of commentary is out there, they're invited to take part by writing a commentary. And that's because there is always a them and us situation. And I don't want to make this sound too much, but there are people who are very, very good authors, and they always get invited to write a commentary in a series. And other people who are maybe just as impressive, but haven't got the pedigree of involvement that others have. And NBBC are using a lot of these people. So these are Wesleyans, Methodists, Nazarenes. These are people who have a lot to offer, but maybe are not the most prestigious names. And that's one of the choices you make when you're buying a commentary. So I would just say to you that I have found this series to be excellent. I found the Exodus one, the second half of Genesis, to be good. I found the second half of Isaiah to be excellent. The volume on Hebrews I thought was absolutely excellent. Hebrews is written by Kevin Anderson, and to be fair, I have read other things by Kevin Anderson, and they all tend to be good. So perhaps the only other one that I would just say again I found to be outstanding was Daniel, and you can still see the number of marked pages I have in this one. I did a series on Daniel, and again that influenced the series. It wasn't the only commentary I used. I would never only use one commentary. But what I would say to you is if you are looking to expand your range of commentaries, particularly if you've got a big deal coming up, like you're going to do a series on Romans or something like that, do consider trying these out. I really endorse them. I think they're an excellent series, and I only wish I'd had some free copies, but I didn't. But this is a really good one to start with. It's academic, but it's not heavily into original languages. It is degree level in terms of its usefulness, but it's very accessible for a pastor, even if the pastor hasn't got a degree. It's very accessible, and you can just look up literally a verse, and you will get a good insight that may or may not work for you, but I do endorse them. I think they're very, very good commentary series. Like I say, they're Steve Redman's favourite commentaries. So if you've liked that, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to be notified next time we release a pastor's library, click on the bell and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you very much for listening.